I'm so nervous.
Dear true crime friends, we clutch our pearls and laugh again. We all gather around, Kathy has a story to tell, our favorite comedian. Heifer, please, I don't have the free time unless you got the scoop again. Here for the gossip, rumor, and innuendo. I will live for today until the endless heaven buffet takes me away. Hey.
Hey there, true crime friends. Oh my God. You are not going to believe. You are not going to believe this. Okay, so look, we know on Friday that Brian Walshe's trial wrapped up with closing statements from both the prosecution and the defense. And we watched them and everything, and I was like, okay, we are just waiting for the jury to come back. I thought it would take them 35 seconds. Obviously, it took them longer than that. And then a little birdie flew in my ear, and they were like, you know what? There were people in the courtroom who could come and tell us every single thing. The scream I scrumped, you have no idea. So Kim and Emily C have generously volunteered to jump on this channel at the last possible moment. You know, I was here at my house knitting socks like I do on a Sunday afternoon. And these ladies are like, hey girl, hey, yeah, we will drop by and talk all things live court action. Welcome, Kim and Emily. Thanks so much for coming to Gossip Room and Innuendo.
Thanks for having us.
Volunteered is an adorable word because I was basically begging. I was like, I love Kathy. When can we go on?
Same.
Oh my God. You guys are so sweet. I'm like, look, it is Sunday. There's a couple of inches of snow on the ground in North Jersey. I was like, I'm just going to cuddle in. But then gossip dragged me from my bed, piping hot tea. I was like, ladies, you were there for closing statements. Tell me every single thing. Okay, first, tell me the courtroom setup.
Do you want to
Kim,
go
I feel like you should start because so Kim was in the courtroom for every day. She was like boots on the ground, like what do you call it? Like the beat reporter. And I just came in on I came in for like the one fun day where like everybody goes and it's like the big deal. So I'll let her kind of start and talk about the whole trial.
So I went not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before. I had to be in Hingham at like 6 o'clock. And Melanie Little said, is there anybody who can go in and give me a jury makeup? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I got up the courage and I walked up the courthouse steps, which is super intimidating. Emily knows. And went in and I sat down, and it was very weird to me because from watching the Karen Reed trial, it was so packed and there were people everywhere. I never went, but just watching it on TV and streams and things like that, there was no one in the courtroom. It was the mother sits in the front row by herself, and then me.
Wait. How creepy is the mom? Is the mom creepy?
It's next level.
It's like it feels like you walk into her orbit and like your bones go like, she has that aura where you can feel like evil.
She's more murdery than him.
So what you said, she's more murdery than him?
Yes.
Brian Walsh's mama is full Cruella DeVille. Okay.
Mm-hmm. His energy is like goofy. Like he feels like very like oh hello, well hello, hi, and a little con manny. Like he has the vibe of like he'll sweet talk you and say what you want to hear and that kind of thing. But it doesn't feel like chop up your wife vibes. She has chop up your wife vibes. Thank you, Harmony.
She has like pushed her down the basement stairs and made her up vibes.
Allegedly. Oh,
allegedly.
Somebody commented on my video last night and they were like, Emily, I really need you to start saying allegedly because I don't want your channel to get taken down. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
I did see that.
Oh my God. Okay. So Brian is coming at us with used car salesman vibes, and his mama is coming out here with I'm a secret murderer vibe, or maybe not so secret murderer.
She feels like a ghost from like the 1400s that's been haunting the world since then
Yes.
and has been like murdering in every decade allegedly.
So like there was a movie, it was a Lifetime original or whatever Hallmark movie about
Mhm.
that specifically, like time traveler. That was like a literal time traveler. And I'm like, that's what it reminds me of. She's a time traveler.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Honestly, when I saw her, the first time I saw her, I just saw a still picture of her, and she looked very like stiff and demure and all pulled together, and like a hair is never out of place and whatever. And I was like, oh, she looks like, you know, like a well-kept older lady. That's all I saw.
She doesn't move. She's like a statue.
No.
And when she
When she turns around, she goes like her body she moves like she's like in a music box like on the turn thing.
yes.
Okay. Maybe she has back trouble or
Uh,
neck trouble.
Yeah, from all the
Y'all know she
murdering
gets the internet,
allegedly.
right?
I think she's just a frozen human. She's frozen. It's like she's frozen in time. And she
Oh my
feels
God.
cold. Like you feel the coldness.
Mhm.
Like the temperature drops when you sit near her. Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Mhm.
okay. I got it. Wow. Okay. My mind is kind of blown. Okay, so Brian is giving stupid and his mom is giving unfortunate unaliver, allegedly with like a cold aura. Okay, go. Tell me more.
So I was there Wednesday, not last week, the week before. I was there Wednesday and Friday.
Mhm.
I had to work Thursday. I was very sad. And then I was there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then Friday. So
Okay.
there was a few more reporters maybe on Wednesday, this past Wednesday.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I had talked to Matt from Court TV the first day that I went and chatted with him a little bit, which
Oh.
was great. That was really fun. He's really funny. And chatted with him, and he was like, "Isn't it? There's no one here." I'm like, "It's so weird. There's no one here." So I got the courage up to kind of go further and further towards mom in row one.
Mhm.
So it's like 6 rows. And so like each day I would kind of like move up because there's nobody there. And it was
Right.
all the reporters are on one side. And all the what do we call
I
spectators? Like
found it was in the comments last time because I said the spectators and somebody said you just call it the public.
the public. Okay, the public. I'm the public. So are on the other side. Mom sits in a row by herself, front row. Um, and I each day moved up and because I really needed to like get that chill vibe. And I was like, I know there's something, but when you get close, it's like it is vibey. Like I can't even explain.
You can even see it when the day that I was there, it was packed and the court officers like usher people in as they come in. They're kind of like at a play where they help you find your seat and they'll say, "Hey, can you move down?" and someone's coming in. And then
Mhm.
eventually
Mhm.
all the rows filled up to the point that the court officers needed to start putting people into the row with the mom. And these are like they escort prisoner like full on like convicted felons into from their jail into court every day. These are not like wimpy guys. And I saw one of them like mouse his way up to the mom and be like, and then he was like, "You guys can sit right here." And then he like inched away, like didn't make eye contact with her. Like everybody is afraid of her.
Yeah.
Oh my
And she's this
gosh.
big.
Yeah,
She's this big.
and she's not like doing anything scary. She's not like giving dirty looks to anybody. She's not saying a word. She's not
Right.
even really like looking at Brian at all. Like they barely interacted when they walked past each other. Like it's nothing that she's doing. It's just her.
So I think the day on Friday when you came in, that was the only day that there was people in the courtroom, like a lot of people. And I think the vibe that you got from the mom and him, Emily, when you didn't see them like kind of make the eye contact, do the thing, every single day he walks in the same exact way. He gets to a certain point of the walkway, whatever you want to call it, and he nods to her. It's like
Oh,
very
okay.
robotic. And they do it, he does it on the way in and the way out. And I think you just didn't see it that day when he came in because he was like, oh my God, why are there so many people here?
Okay,
It's
that makes sense. That's why it was helpful for you to like have your perspective of like what was different from like I couldn't get the full like what I was seeing in that moment. Like I don't know if it's if I can make it like a blanket statement about how they always are, but they didn't look at each other either way
I
when
think he was
that I saw.
stunned that there were so many people.
That makes sense.
He'd not seen that at all.
It looks like from the videos, it looks like everybody's sitting down or whatever, and they bring him in through like the back entrance, like where regular people walk in. Do they bring him in through a regular entrance?
So if you exit the courtroom doors, there's like double doors, and you exit the doors, and directly across from that is a door. And in that door is one big giant cell. So anyone who's going to kind of
Oh.
stand trial that day or be brought into court that day that's in lockup is
Mhm.
in. So they're all kind of in there together. It's like a giant cell. And then,
Right.
so this is one thing that I've been doing. It might sound weird, but every time he leaves the courtroom, I immediately leave the courtroom behind him because they bring him in, he turns around and he stares directly at me because I think he's trying to figure out who I am. Like, why is this girl here? And so I do it. I've made a point to do it every single time because I'm like, who are you? What are you
Wait,
doing?
is the cell upstairs?
The cell, right when you walk out of the courtroom doors, there's a
Like
door
that,
right across.
like right where we were talking to Aiden?
Yeah. Yes.
How did they get them
Oh.
up there?
He walks up the front of the courthouse steps
Oh my
and
god!
out of the courthouse steps.
What?
Out of the paddy wagon.
Wait, that
Wait,
makes
wait. He's with regular people?
Yes.
They have him mixing with regular people?
I mean, he's cuffed and shackled, but yes.
Still. Come up a lady, allegedly.
No, do you know
Or-
how I know that I don't think that he's as guilty as what they're saying? Is that doesn't scare me.
It
Like
doesn't.
I'm not afraid of him like that. Like there are people that I would be afraid of. He's not one of them.
Like his mom?
Yes.
Yeah. And she's free.
We never looked into so many things about this mother. This mother hated her, hated Anna.
Yeah,
Like,
Kathy, I went on like a deep dive last night about all this like documents that had come out when Brian was first arrested for his art fraud. And
Right.
the Diana and Anna both wrote like character references for the judge. And
Mhm.
Diana, the mom, spent her entire character reference basically like bashing Anna, saying like, I don't have a good relationship with my daughter-in-law, blah, blah, blah. And then convincing the judge that like she physically cannot breathe without Brian in her orbit. Like she, like if Brian is not near me, I will like suffocate and die, basically is what she was saying.
it almost feels like incestuous. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And
Well, you know what? Go ahead.
in Anna's character reference letter, she wrote, wait, I'm going to pull it up right now. She wrote about how Brian has been deeply affected by his childhood and relationship with his parents. He was taught
Right.
to lie and hide. He was told that he was a loser, that his parents should not have had him, that he had no chance of making anything of himself in life, and that he was a lost cause. A deep feeling of shame governed his life. This trauma has been ever present in Brian's life, brought deep sadness for years, and was the determining factor of how he showed up for himself and others in the past.
That's correct. This is the reference letter that your loving wife writes? Yeah. Now, I read that I don't know if you guys saw or read the article from Boston Magazine, The Secret Life of Brian Walshe, where it talked about the dad and the mom and like the gay scandal and the whole thing. Okay, chat, in case you don't know, Brian's mom is from, she's Persian, which means she's from Iran. And she comes from like an old moneyed family. They made Persian rugs. I've been referring to her as she got old rug money. And so she married this prominent neurosurgeon, and then they had Brian. And then the dad was like, I can't take this lady. It's too much for me. So in 1983, the dad left the family and went off with his lover. And in 83, like people were not like, hi, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. They were like, let me just get in this closet and have my little friend over here. But reportedly, allegedly, Brian's daddy was out here in these true crime streets just doing the most with his lover and going to all the things. The parents never got divorced. And Brian and his dad had like a falling out. Then Brian, shortly before his death, Brian cheated his dad allegedly out of $1 million, and he felt like he deserved that money because of the shame that the dad had brought to the family. And I was because of the gay scandal and the divorce and the whatever. But if the mama Diana is weird and sketchy, I could see him being like, let Cruella DeVille go on. She gonna be fine.
I feel
Oh
like that
my God.
perspective makes the conning the dad like less nefarious than it's been talked about. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's just been a talking point that's been like, yeah, and Brian conned his family, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, if you would like con your dad, you must be a really bad guy. But like with
Right.
the perspective of like any type of like abuse, abandonment, like maybe
Mhm.
I mean, you shouldn't con your dad, but like that dad didn't seem like he did all the things that he was supposed to do either.
It sounds
Right.
like the whole family is like terrible, just terrible.
Yeah.
His mama is Cruella DeVille. Wait, I need to know, what is the makeup of this jury?
So currently, with the 4 alternates gone, we have 6
Yeah.
men, 6 women. It is a
Okay.
very diverse jury, as black, white, um, age range was huge. It literally went from, I'm gonna go late 20s, maybe 30 for the youngest one, fake Jimmy, little baby Jimmy.
That or what about the
He was the
redheaded guy
youngest.
next to him?
The
The
hair
like
flip.
kind of leprechaun looking guy?
Yeah, the hair flipper. So he might be the youngest, or fake Jimmy might be the youngest. I can't
Yeah.
decide. They sit next to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the 2 oldest women, one was white, one was black. They were definitely 60s, could be pushing on 70. They were both alternates. And that
Oh, okay.
I was like, interesting. Okay, I mean, alternates are alternates. So currently we have 6 men, 6 women, and I really like this jury. I really like the 4-person. The judge picked
Wait,
a
I
number.
need you to describe which one was the 4-person. When they picked it, I was like, I think it's not Kaniki was the really tall guy in the middle, right?
Yeah, so the way that I wrote the jury was 1 through 8 on the bottom row and 9 through 16 on the top row, but it's not that. It goes 1 through 8 on the top row and 9 through 16 on the bottom row, which I
Oh,
didn't know.
okay, that's why I was getting
So,
mixed up.
and right, so puffy coat guy, what is the 4-person? So puffy
But
coat
he
guy
wasn't
is
wearing
like,
a puffy coat when I was there, so that's confusing.
so puffy coat guy is like 50s, maybe 60, 50s, let's say 50s.
Was he on
Um,
the end, the second one? Was he kind of a little bit cute?
he was in the middle on the back row.
Not a little bit cute, not that one.
No,
You know the
no,
one in the back corner, the second one in?
the back corner.
Top row, second guy in. I thought he was kind of cute.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like 40s range. He's like our age
Yeah.
range. Yeah, he's totally cute.
Yeah.
100%. Not him.
So they're just like, what was the jury? Did you notice the jury sort of leaning in or leaning out or paying it more or less attention to either the prosecution or the defense? Like, did they pay extra attention to one side over the other?
Larry Tipton holds the audience. 100%.
Except in
100%.
the closing, I didn't see that as much.
Really?
Like,
Yeah, he
um,
was toned it down a little bit, I feel like, in the closing statements, but the entirety of the case of the days that I was there, he commands the jury over prosecution.
Really? He's very dynamic. I don't, I'm obviously only seeing him on a screen, but he's sort of like, he's passionate, he's loud. Now, I think he's loud wrong, but he clearly is good at his job. And it's like, I am going to get up here and fight the good fight for my client,
Mhm.
even though he cut that lady up into pieces. You know what I mean? It's kind of wild.
You need to take it from
Kathy,
him.
when I tell you, when you see Larry talking that loud, he is standing 4 inches away from the juror on the end. Like when we see him talking that loud, he is touching the jury box. Like when the opening statements when the closing statement started, he pulled the podium up and the podium was touching the woman's leg on the end. Like that is how close he's standing. And then he's like, "This man right here." It's like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. Oh my
Mhm.
God.
And every single
Okay.
one of the jurors has the best poker face I've ever seen. Like they were all just like, and nothing.
They really
Wow.
do. It's like very surprising. The only few jurors that I saw, braids one day. I've dubbed her braids. She has these beautiful, beautiful black braids, dark braids in her hair, and they're amazing. She, when the hacksaw came out day, the first time the hacksaw was presented in like to their person, she looked full on disgusted. And that was one reaction. And fake Jimmy, baby Jimmy, juror, almost cried when Jen Mutlu was crying, fake crying, weirdly crying. I'm not really sure how to explain that.
Tell me every single thing about Mr. Mutlu, because he's an interesting character. I heard, Emily, maybe it was on your channel that I heard that he's like this real estate agent, but he only hires these really gorgeous women to like sell
That's what
real estate
Melanie's
in the
been.
area.
Yeah, Melanie's been comparing it to Selling Sunset.
It's so
Oh
true.
my God.
Mhm.
He's cutie patootie. Like he's a nice looking older man. He looks short though.
He's tall. He's
Yeah, he's really
slender,
tall. He's kind of like
tall.
lanky.
And he's like,
Yeah.
he's turtlenecky.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And he met this couple, the Walshes, at this, wait, I wrote it down, Boston Breakthrough Academy. Now, you ladies have some inside tea on this academy. Tell me every single thing.
So I don't know too much about the actual academy itself. All I do
Mhm.
know is that the words that come out from it, leadership and team building, and it's very MLM-y to me and like pyramid schemey. Like, you know those buzzwords, yeah, everyone has that one friend on Facebook that wants to sell you everything and they get involved
Yes.
in this and that. And I'm gonna, it's very that feeling. Very that feeling. You're
Interesting.
only invited to the leadership part of the program if you hit your targets.
Yeah, so Anna spent half of that letter, the like character reference letter, talking about how the mom abused Brian, and then the other half of the letter talking about Boston Breakthrough Academy. Like it almost felt like she was pitching it to the judge that she was writing to. So in it, she has like 3 whole paragraphs about like the Boston Breakthrough community not only supported Brian in his transformation, but nurtured his passion for contribution and inspired him to introduce his class to an organization called Lovin' Spoonfuls, which he led into raising $180,000 to provide 500,000 meals during the pandemic. Like just very pyramid schemey, like can't miss an opportunity to pitch my organization kind of thing.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
And
And wait,
normally, those
yeah,
people, the people that do those things and get into all these things, are very cult like. It becomes like super culty. And
yeah,
you only hang out with those people and you only do dinner parties with those people and you only go to where those people are. You can't have anyone else. You can't do anything else. Like that's sort of the vibe. And his whole group that he works with, that like he hires, are
yeah.
those people.
She called it an experiential emotional intelligence leadership program
Stop.
in the letter.
Oh my God. It's like she took one of those word generators, like, hey, chat GPT, give me some like culty MLME words to add to this description.
She
Everything
taught
about it screams cult. Every
It's
single thing.
she
yep.
says going through the experience of getting to know himself and what he was made of, how his experiences have crafted the person he has become. I had a vision of what he could do with all that awareness for the benefit of himself and others.
Like cut you into pieces, lady? Like
Mm.
slice and dice you? That's crazy.
But like this is I think that they really loved each other and they both connected on these like I don't think he would do that.
I don't either.
It's like it really isn't that kind of vibe. Like they just seem like kind of
Really?
like we love each other, we support each other, we've been in these programs together. Like he's not a guy that is like flying off the handle because suddenly she's like texting cauliflower ear, allegedly.
So wait, what do you think happened? Allegedly. Go ahead.
So the mother was supposed to be recovering from either cataract surgery or some type of
Oh,
surgery from December, let's say 22, let's say 22, 23. And she was
Mhm.
supposed to be staying there until December 1st. And then he had on his chart that you have to go to your parole officer that he already had it written in on December 22nd that on January 1st, he was supposed to be taking mom home. She lived in
Okay.
Swampscott, however far away. Let's call it 45 minutes. It might be an hour. I feel like it's near Gloucester, right? Swampscott?
yeah.
Okay,
It's like
so
on the
let's,
other side of the North Shore.
right. So it's sort of a
Yeah.
pain, but whatever. Let's call it an hour. He was supposed to be taking her home. He had authorization to leave his property from 3 to 9 that day.
Because he's on house
Okay.
arrest at this time. So he has to like
Right,
file this
right.
with his probation officer.
So
Right.
it was granted that he was supposed to take her home. And he
Mhm.
also had a noodle bar reservation that he said it was for him and Anna. And it was a prepaid, like $500 reservation
Yeah.
for summertime on New Year's Day. So he's like, okay, I can take mom home and I can use this opportunity to take my wife out to a nice dinner on New Year's Day and we can celebrate,
Okay.
yada, yada. Was the mother ever asked where she was New Year's Eve? Was the mother ever asked where she was New Year's Day? Never. No one questioned this woman. Where is her phone data? Please tell me where she was, because I think she was upstairs sleeping, and then I think she came downstairs, and then I think she pushed Anna down the basement stairs, and then was like,
What?
Brian, you need to take care of the mess. Yes,
Oh my God.
convinced.
Because Kathy, think
Allegedly.
about this. Like, and this is what we like, and also for anybody that like thinks we're totally crazy, like we might be totally crazy,
We
but
might be.
let's just, it's Norfolk County, and the investigations here are so poorly done
It's
that
just
like
not
you
done.
can't trust they didn't do an investigation. Yuri Buchanan sat down with a 6-year-old son and was like,
Who
hey,
had
like what
verbal
happened?
issues.
Yeah, he has a speech delay, we found out, which Yuri didn't tell us. We had
Yuri
to like dig
Buchanan
that
or the child has a speech delay? Who has a
the
speech delay?
child. And probably Yuri. But so like the only reason why I even feel this like insatiable need to like poke holes in everything is because we've seen that they don't investigate. Like if this was like
Right.
the Adelson investigation where it was like, oh, you pulled every like bus footage here and the neighbor's testimony and then this footage and then that footage, then I'd be like, okay, I'd take it at face value. You did all the work you were supposed to do. But
Right.
all the evidence is based on these Google searches. And as we even know from like the statement they say at the beginning of when they introduce Google statements, like you don't know who made this. It's just the phone made this search. The
Right.
phone belongs to this person, but like we don't know who is holding the phone. And think about this, like think about the like grown men, you know, like this is Brian Walshe was like a con man, a doofy guy, but he's a functioning member of society. He like gets
Right.
himself up and dressed in the morning. He had jobs. He communicates with people. Do you think that that man needed to make that many Google searches to figure out what to do with a body?
He
Right.
also raised his children. He was the only person taking care of those children. She entrusted him with those children every single day because she was in DC with her little mama Luke down there doing her thing. And he was up here taking care of those children getting them up, feeding them, getting them dressed, bathing them, taking them to, all of their things. Like she trusted him with that. So
Right,
that's
right.
what seems to me.
And okay, he went to Lowe's with a list.
The
I want
list.
you to
Right.
think about all the like 50-year-old men that you know, 45-year-old men that you know. Has any one of them ever written themselves a grocery list? No. They go
No.
to the grocery store, they forget why they're there, they get a whole bunch of like Lucky Charms or something random, then they get home, they're like, oh, I forgot the potatoes. Like they don't write lists.
No.
You know who does write lists?
Females.
Grandma writes dad a list and says, go to the store and get this.
Yep.
You ladies have blown my mind. You have blown my mind. Wait. I am freaking all the way out because it seems totally plausible. Allegedly. Oh my God. Okay, but wait. The rug. Now, see, this is my theory. Before I heard the whole mom theory, this was my theory. Initially, I was like, oh, he killed her in the bedroom. It was like the doofus in the bedroom with the knife. But then I was like, right, but then you got to get a knife all the way from downstairs to upstairs. In what world does that make sense? It made more sense to me that they were cooking in, like, after Jim leaves, right? They're still having a conversation. What a lovely evening. We've had some food. We've, had some drinks. This has been fun. And they start talking about, like, okay, wait, what are we going to do now? Blah, blah, blah. And then they get into some sort of argument. And he gets that big butcher knife and he's like, and does her in. I thought maybe it's the con man in the living room with the butcher knife, which would explain why the rug was all messed up and gone. And then he had to carry her to the basement, although I don't think he's up for that kind of cardio. But if he just like pushed her down the basement stairs or something like that, because now he's not worried. Okay, she's no longer on this mortal coil. She's off at the endless heaven buffet, may she rest. But now he's like, okay, I spilled a little blood here on this rug, so this rug is gonna have to go. Because wasn't the living room rug soaked in blood, and so he had to buy a new one?
It wasn't soaked. There was blood on it. It was confirmed blood. It was confirmed her DNA.
But
Right.
ask us where they found that rug.
And
So
it was in the
It was in mom's dumpster.
It was in
In
mom's
the trash
dumpster
compactor at mom's place.
in Swampscott
so.
with all the tools.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, I personally would have convicted him because he used her gift cards to
Yes.
replace all
Guilty
this
as
stuff.
charged.
Gift cards are sacred to me. I just
Mm.
the idea that this man went through her purse or her bag or whatever and took a dead woman's gift cards. I think that breaks vows. I think it probably breaks some commandments. Thou shalt not steal. They should convict him on the strength of those gift cards. I had not thought about the mother.
But that's the kind of guy he's a go into your purse and get your store credit and use it kind of
Yeah,
guy.
100%.
He's not shove you down the stairs kind of guy. He's just, I mean, like
Maybe he is, but I don't get that vibe.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm so glad you were there with me Friday. So like you could feel that too, because no one else is there. Like no one.
I took a picture of her the first day and I was like, oh, this mom looks creepy. But like it wasn't until I was sitting there that I was like, oh, you're involved. And just to put a fine point on this is the statement from the probation officer in court. And even what was her name? Ann Yaz got like a little bit awkward right after she said this. So she's going through, the probation officer is going through his schedule from the week before. And
Yeah.
she says, Sunday, January 1st of 2023, on the 1st, he had submitted a request to return his mother home from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And Yaz says, what do you mean return his mother home? And she says, he had indicated that his mother was staying with him post-surgery and he was taking her back to her residence. So she is at his house, regardless of if she's the one involved or not. Like she is there.
I need her phone data.
And I believe Jem Mutlu when he says he didn't see her. Like he says when he got there, just the 6-year-old son was up. Like maybe mom was wherever she was staying. And I would like to know where she was staying. Like, does she stay in the basement? Does she stay upstairs? Does she stay somewhere that she would have like been sharing a bathroom with Anna and walked into her as Anna was going somewhere? Like, I think there's a world, allegedly, where Brian is already asleep in bed. Anna gets up to like go to the bathroom or something. This is 3 days past mom hiring a PI firm because she thinks Anna is cheating. And a couple months prior, when Brian was convicted of the art fraud, Anna and Jem were holding hands in the courtroom.
Yes.
And the mom
Yes.
said, like, you two knock it off. Like, that's disgusting, whatever. So now mom knows that Jem, who she was already like annoyed about, was here at the house on New Year's. She bumps into Anna. She's like, I know you're having an affair, whatever. And Brian could have been fast asleep for this entire thing. And now all those Google searches at 4:52 are all mom being like, oh, shoot, what am I supposed to do? Or like, what do I tell Brian to do now?
There are a million things that are plausible. That's the thing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the cutting her up alone is so like just creepy and weird and yuck.
But did he? Where's
I
the
don't even
blood?
know.
Oh wait, his slippers were soaked in blood. And was any of his DNA? I mean, I could totally see him cleaning up, right? I also
Yeah.
can't see that rigid mother with her like turning like she's Lurch, having the ability to cut him up.
No,
So
I
you
don't think that she
did the
did
wet
any.
work.
Yeah.
I don't think she did the post anything. I think the mother, to preserve the mother's assets, because she's loaded, to preserve the
Yeah,
mother's assets, I think he had to convey away her body. Because if the
right,
mother was
right.
found guilty of anything, oh, there goes all mom's money. And he loves money. He is a
Yeah.
money guy.
And like he's an indigent defendant, so he
Defendant.
gets Larry Tipton for free. But mom would have had to pay for Larry Tipton, and it would have like bled all the family money dry. So if
Right.
if he takes the fall, then mom keeps the money, the kids get the money.
Oh my God. So you think it was the mother doing the Google searches?
It could have been. I mean, a 6-year-old isn't doing that on his iPad. I'm sorry.
Obviously.
Well,
Obviously.
they did find out it wasn't actually it wasn't from the 6-year-old's iPad. It was on the MacBook,
Right.
and then
Right.
the MacBook was synced to the Apple ID.
So like the
But you know what
cloud
would,
or whatever. Yeah.
But you know what would be interesting is if they had been curious, which nobody in the Mass State Police is, if they had looked back over the last few days of use on that MacBook, was that computer visiting like Boston Breakthrough Academy websites, or was it visiting like 76-year-old woman recovering from cataract surgery websites, or anything that would indicate that the mom typically uses that computer? Like, did it ever access her email or her Facebook, or like anything that would tell us that she had used that computer in the past? But Guarino's like, nah, he looked at porn.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all good.
When they pulled up that search and the Tipton was just like, the defense attorney was like, I mean, that could have just been his favorite actress. It couldn't be
actress.
I think
When
Tipton did a really
police
good job
officer-
explaining away certain things. So like the divorce situation, he was going to go to jail. He was convicted of art fraud, and he had $497,000 of restitution to pay. I think Tipton explained that away really well when he said they were looking up divorce so that they can preserve the family assets. And I think there were a lot of things that he explained away really well that
Agreed.
poke holes in the prosecution.
That makes sense to me. Oh my, I'm suddenly seeing this case from a whole different angle. So at the end of the day, do you think he'll be convicted, and what do you think he'll be convicted of?
You go first.
I think he will be convicted because, number one, the jury isn't doing this like outside research that we are. The jury
We hope
supposedly isn't as like skeptical of the Mass State Police as I am now. Like they're kind of just like trust law enforcement. Law enforcement says this is what happened. We did this investigation. I do think, just for the credit where credit's due, I think the Cohasset police did a fine job. Like Schmidt probably should have looked at that bag in the basement that had pieces of bloody rug in it, but like he was getting tired of hearing Brian talk about the JetBlue credit card, so I can understand his exhaustion. But so I think that a jury is going to trust what they're hearing. And if the jury is thinking like critically about what they've heard, they should come to the conclusion that there wasn't anything that really indicates premeditation in comparison to after the fact and how much evidence there is after the fact. Like if you're going to be that stupid, like let's say this all was him, and we'll take all the mom stuff out for now. If you're going to be that stupid after the fact, you're going to do something stupid before. And the fact that there aren't searches like that before, I would say given the facts presented and the way the theory was presented, the correct verdict would be murder 2. Guilty murder 2. But like juries are weird, and like you really never know.
So my takeaway,
what do you think, Tim?
My takeaway, there's zero premeditation. Zero.
Yeah.
Like a person who Googles all of these things, as Emily just said, is going to Google things previous to said crime.
Right.
Right. It was just, spur of the moment. I understand that premeditation can happen in the blink of an eye, and you had 1 second, and that can be considered premeditation. I don't think any of that can be proven. I don't think premeditation can be proven. But the jury slip is not guilty, guilty of murder 1, guilty of murder 2. If they can't even get to murder 2, there's no manslaughter. They understand that he conveyed away a body. He did not admit to chopping up her body. He admitted to conveying away a body and to lying to police through an investigation. And the media gets that completely wrong, and it makes me want to lose them every single time I hear it on TV. He did not confess to that. He did not admit to that. He did not plead to that. He only pled to conveying away and lying to police. So I feel like it's part of me. I want him to be convicted on something because obviously he did something.
Yeah.
I think murder 2 hopefully will be what they do, but they could very well come back not guilty or a hung jury. I feel like I'm swaying more towards hung.
Well, and even if he is convicted, like the appeal, the case that he has for an appeal is like huge. It's basically like a get out of jail free card
100%.
Because he had an attorney from the art fraud at the time when Guarino and Buchanan and them were all talking to him, and his attorney Tracy Minor made a written contract with the Mass State Police saying you can do an extraction of the conversations between Anna and Brian from the 25th to the 8th or whatever date it was. You can do the like one other thing, like one other kind of very limited little teeny tiny thing from this date to this date. And they said, okay, great, thanks. They did a full data extraction. They got all his location data. They got all of his Google searches. That is how they knew which dumpsters to go to. So all of the evidence that they got from the dumpsters came from an illegal search of his devices. And they ended up, Judge Frenier ruled it as like the generally bad guy rule. So it was kind of like, well, we were going to find this out eventually. It was fine that they colored outside the lines, but like,
on an appeal, that's see ya. That's thrown out on an appeal, in my opinion.
That's fascinating because, I mean, listen, I did not follow the Karen Reed case at all. I know like sort of the broad strokes. I know headline information, and I was intentional about not following that case because it was so contentious and it was so messy and I wanted no parts of it. And so I come into this case not knowing much of anything aside from like memes that I've seen about MSP, right? Like some of the names I've heard and stuff like that, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. And so if I live in this community, right, and I'm just subject to what I see in the courtroom, because to me, a court case is not, did he do it? Did he not do it? A court case is always, what did the court prove? Or what did the Commonwealth prove? Did they show me enough evidence for A, B, C, 1, 2, and 3, right? And so if I'm looking at this as a juror and I think, okay, so there's a dead body in his house, or there's a lot of blood in his house. There's a suspicious
A
looking knife
medium
up
amount of blood.
above the
Yeah,
ceiling.
medium amount.
A
Not a
medium
lot.
amount of blood, not a lot of blood.
Mhm.
A little bit of blood.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about like how, I mean, I assumed that like if the rug is all messed up and whatever, like I thought there was right, but he cleaned up a lot too. They've shown where he got all these cleaning supplies and everything. So going into this case, knowing nothing, I would think, okay, maybe there's not that much blood because he had this massive cleanup effort, and God knows he Googled everything within an inch of his life. So I don't think they've proved first degree. But if I felt like I can't let this guy walk free, right? Even if he didn't do it, even if they haven't proven everything, I don't want this guy being my next door neighbor or the dad that I see at the PTA. I could see this jury getting to second degree saying, they didn't prove he premeditated it. Based on the Google searches, he had something to do with it. So, okay, second degree. And if they don't know about him, the defense said he lied to the police. And when I first hear this guy, Tipton starts out by saying, yes, he's a liar. And yes, he has art fraud. It's like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe you're not supposed to consider this, but this is a bad guy, right? He's cheating people out of money. He's lying to the police. He's doing all of these other things. His excuses don't make sense to me. Don't make common sense. Because if he's this avid Googler and they're like, something unfortunate happened to his wife. What do you do with the body? I'm like, you call 911. That's what you do. You don't go, oh, obviously I have to cut her up because that's going to hurt my kids' feelings if they find out that mom died. Like, they're probably going to be more damaged by the idea that you sat here with a hacksaw and disassembled their mama. That's terrible.
And brought his child to Lowe's with him. He was
Yeah.
in the second.
That's not great.
The jury on that one was like, mm-mm.
Yeah. The kid was like with the price gun.
The boop
Like,
boop.
the boy was 6. He was like, I'm ready with the price gun. Let me zoop some things.
That was not a good look for the jury. But also, in the other aspect, certain parts about Anna that came out, about her not being with her kids on Christmas Eve, not being there on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
She didn't get home until 8 p.m. on Christmas night. For your children who are 2, 4, and 6.
After Christmas Eve passed, Christmas morning passed, 8 p.m. Christmas night. People don't like that.
No, they did not like that. The jury, the females in the jury were like, people
don't like it affair.
Yeah, I thought it was the whole being away with the lover for Thanksgiving. I was like, yikes.
Is it a cultural thing?
Right. Some people were saying because she's from Serbia or someplace. Like maybe Thanksgiving isn't a big deal, but she's been in the States for long enough to recognize that, like, even if that's not your particular holiday or historically your family didn't celebrate it, if in the community, all the kids at the school and all your friends and neighbors, everybody, even if you're just getting together with friends, like, oh, this is a big get together with friends and family holiday. Like, girl, that's not a good look for you.
And the Christmas,
I think it's more just to respond to some people saying, like, in the chat, like, for me, this is more trying to figure out how the jury reads it. Like, it's not, I'm more saying like the general public doesn't like the idea of women cheating. Anybody cheating, really, but especially women. The general public doesn't like the idea of a mom not wanting to spend every like waking second with her children. That's just kind of like in society. So I think that's just something to like keep in mind when the jury is considering like where they're coming down on this.
Yeah, and somebody in chat said, "Do we even know if she was Christian as it relates to not showing up on Christmas?" Like I know Muslims who celebrate Christmas. You know what I mean? Like it's a time for the family to get together. Your kids are so excited, whatever. Um, a lot of the things that were brought out in this trial made Anna Walsh look like she was a bad mom. I'm
Mhm.
not saying she is a bad mom, but I can
Right.
see where people might get there saying, well, wait, she was with her boyfriend on Thanksgiving. She, sort of blew off Christmas. That is absolutely not an excuse to unfortunately unalive her. That's absolutely horrible. But the whole we're not a religious family and we are devoted heathens at my house. But Christmas is a big deal, even when the kids were little, because it's just like, oh, the presents and the brightness of their little eyes, when the kids come down and see their stuff. And her children were so young. It just seemed
So
very
Yeah.
odd to me. I couldn't make that part of it make sense. Why she would skip these major holidays to be with this guy.
so
And
her
it wasn't
Nobody
real.
should have taken her life because of it, but like,
No, I agree.
yikes,
But you have
girl.
to remember, like, so Cohasset, Massachusetts. I grew up in Hingham next door, right next door.
Yeah.
Their house, their original house on Jerusalem Road was on my running route. Like I was probably in the grocery store at the same time as this man. Um,
Mhm.
and Cohasset is like, it's all full of lights for Christmas. It's all like there's events and
Mm,
there's downtown Hingham and Santa comes on the fire truck. And these are things like that I grew up with. And these are things that these young children who are 2, 4, and 6 will be
right,
growing up with in this community. And
right.
to miss those things as a mother of 2, 4, and 6-year old is not normal in this town. It's not normal.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care if you have a
Family
job
thing.
wherever.
Right, right, right. That makes sense to me. And I just when I heard that she had missed Christmas, and I saw somebody in chat say that it was confirmed the flight was not canceled,
It
whether
was
it was canceled or whether it wasn't, like,
she was with the boyfriend.
ma'am.
So one other thing I
Right.
wanted to bring up is like I do think that there is I think there's a double standard, but I think we would be critical of a man doing it too. I think people generally are more critical of women who prioritize like their career over their family.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but there is a world that I can kind of get in her head of like, my husband can't work right now. He did this art fraud. He's stuck on house arrest. I have this like kind of
Mhm.
built-in babysitter right now where he's going to watch the kids for like a year, whatever. She bought the townhouse in DC with the intention of moving the family down there. She had the room set up for the kids. Like she was kind of like
Right,
building a life there and with the intention of moving the family. The whole part with Brian was like getting a little confusing because like was he going to go to jail, was he not? To
right.
me, that whole story arc plays more into giving mom a motive for any of this than
Think of
anything
Donna
else.
Adelson.
Like,
Oh,
her whole mindset was like, I literally cannot breathe without Brian and my 3 grandchildren. The idea that Anna wanted to move the family to another state away from her where she wasn't going to be able to see them would have killed this woman. She would have killed based on that. It is like
Mhm.
so clear.
So clear.
Yeah.
She's
Like she
Mama
was
Donna
like,
too.
they were talking about her moving down to DC. Now, if you don't like your daughter-in-law, right?
wait, they kept saying move up to DC every time. And I was like,
Drove me
it's
nuts.
down.
Down.
Buy a map. Buy a map. I mean, if you don't like your daughter-in-law, right? But your son is going to go and take the kids who are your sunshines, in the words of Donna Adelson. I can't imagine this mom being super excited to move to DC for this daughter-in-law's job, the daughter-in-law that she thinks is a terrible person or doesn't do whatever. Like that kind of makes sense to me that the mother-in-law would be like, no, 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 no. I don't like this lady.
I
Especially
mean,
when they're
picture
like
if
so MGH-ish. Like
mhm.
every doctor, everything that was like MGH, MGH, like she's not moving away from her doctors, right?
Picture if Donna Adelson, if Wendy and Donna lived like 20 minutes apart from each other. And then one day Wendy was like, I'm going to move the kids an hour away from you. How would Donna have reacted to that? Or
Yeah, she
not even
would
an
have.
hour, like states
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
It is, to me, it is that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had not. It's so wild to draw the
Like,
parallels between the Adelson case and this one, which things I had not thought of. There's a
It's
couple of I started some chats over here. There's some questions. Hang on one second. Hang on. Okay, wait. We have some membership milestones. Ooh, my eyes. I cannot see a
ooh,
thing. Been gone for a few, but was finally gifted another membership. Yay.
okay, Candace.
Wonderful, wonderful. Um, Monica C1, member for 21 months. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Oh, and I grabbed this one, Allison Galvani, my father's alibi. Hello, friends. In case you don't know, my father's alibi has been, I don't know the right words, has been trying to get the case investigated of did her father end her mother, and her father was recently arrested. I heard about it on Dateline. Honey, I was walking through Times Square and I said out loud, "What?" And a homeless man turned and looked at me and I was like, "Sir, mind your business." Like, yes, Allison.
I'm writing it
They were
down.
talking about it. They were talking about it over on Dateline. Thrilling. Okay, so
Wow.
hello to my father's alibi, Allison Galvani. Okay, question. What did they notice with jury when Mutlu testified? Thanks. Oh yeah, how did the jury react to Jim Mutlu's testimony?
So the beginning of his testimony, everyone was very engaged. Everyone liked him. He was everything was believable. I think he's an honest person. I think his testimony was accurate, honest. And then we broke for break and we came back. He was very emotional. He was very emotional at the beginning. We broke for break, came back, and it was like a tangent. Like he went a different direction. Like he wanted to say what he remembered. He wanted to say she had marital problems and they wouldn't allow it because he couldn't remember exactly what she said. And even the judge multiple
Right,
times had said, it's okay if you don't remember exactly what she said, but sort of generalized. And he then said something about there were cracks in the relationship. And the jury was like, he's making shit up. Like that was the vibe. When he got off the stand after redirect and walked by the jury, they could care less what he said. It was really interesting.
really?
Yeah. Like he was just, they were like, oh yeah, we sort of get you now. We sort of understand your MLME.
And
That
what
was
about when the best friend said a lot of similar things? What
she
was the
was
jury's
super
reaction to her
genuine.
best friend?
So she was super genuine. She is a good friend. I don't think she has anything to do with the pyramid schemey vibes. Um, I think they got close really quick because they were sort of same age and they wanted to go out and have fun and she didn't have her kids there. So they each had like a friend to go, party with.
Right.
The one thing that bothered me, and I don't know if it bothered the jury or not, but she said she was so upset that night and she was crying and she was talking about how upset she was, but she went and partied for 6 hours. Weird,
Mm.
I have
right?
some friends that cope like that.
Okay. I understand that then. Okay. That one was weird.
So interesting.
But the jury really, really liked her, and I understand why they ended with her. Totally
You
understand.
were
She was the most sympathetic, like compassionate person you were going to put on the stand for her.
Before we went live, you were talking about Jim's Angels, all the ladies around Jim Mutlu.
I need Emily to take this because
Alyssa was one of
you
them.
nailed it.
Alyssa was a new addition because she was in the row and she wasn't, they weren't holding each other at the start, but they were at the end. So, okay.
She got roped in.
So for the chat. So we're sitting, the front row is the evil mother. Then the second row is us and some of Anna's coworkers, one of which hugged us. I think it's an MLM thing. And then the row behind us was like a man and a woman couple, then a woman, then Jem Mutlu, and then two other women, one of which was Alyssa Kirby.
The second one, yeah.
halfway through, so he started, Jem is just holding the woman's hand next to him, and they're like very like intensely holding each other's hands. It's like kind of like I'm
Creep.
holding your hand, like I'm like getting sucked into your body, kind of holding your
Mhm.
hand. And then he started putting his arm around her, and then suddenly he was also putting his arm around the woman next to her. So like now he has this arm around two women, and now those two women have their hands like on him, and they're all crying. Like it was like a very emotional, like it felt funeral-y, like
Mhm.
a little actually more emotional than I was expecting it to be, I think.
He
And
was
then on this, yeah. And then
it.
on this side, Alyssa and the other woman started like leaning in too. So now he has like 5 women or 4 women, and this man starts holding everybody too. They had their hands like on his chest, like he had his hand across their legs. There was just like hands everywhere.
And he was open mouth breathing, like in
Yeah,
my
he had his
ear.
mouth like that. And any time that the Commonwealth used his words against him, kind of like to say, um, wait, sorry. Anytime that Larry Tipton used
Mhm.
Jem's words against him to defend Brian, he got like very emotional. Like he was like, oh, and he gasped and he was crying. And the same thing with Alyssa. Like at one point, Tipton was like, even Alyssa Kirby said, and Alyssa was like, I did not. And then he was like, I'm paraphrasing.
Like he heard her.
Yeah, it was weird. And they were,
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild being live in court. It's the polar opposite of what you see on TV.
Taking selfies outside.
There's so much shenanigans happening
Yeah.
back, like in the back room.
Right. And then the woman that was not directly next to him, behind me and Emily, it was the second one. She had a black dress on. She had like this fur,
full hair and makeup.
full hair and makeup. I mean, to the nines. There was jewelry. There was this. And then she had like a leopard jacket. And I didn't know about the leopard jacket until I came back from lunch. And as I'm driving past the courthouse, she has her phone in her hand and she's all like this in front of the courthouse doing all this selfie business. And I'm like, what are you doing? Ma'am, like you're at court. Like this is a murder case. And you're like, she's gonna put that on Instagram. Like I'm searching her Instagram. It was weird.
Not a murder trial selfie.
A murder trial video selfie. I can't.
Oh, this is so crazy. This is so okay. My mind is kind of blown on so many levels. So many levels. Okay, wait. There's more. Okay, wait. Let me recombobulate here. Hang on. Okay. Back in Star Chat. I wonder if they thought Lurch would get custody of the kids while he was in for the art fraud. I don't think the mom thought that Brian was going to go to jail. I don't think Brian thought Brian was going to go to jail. What do you think?
Nope. I don't think that man thinks anything bad can ever happen to him.
Well, he's in for a very, very rude awakening. If he has not had one already, let's see. Jenna Taylor, member for 1 month, says either way, he's going to prison for dismembering her. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Do you know how long you get for that?
Like 10 years? 3 years?
3 years. For 3 years for conveying away of a body illegally. You get 3 years. 3.
Oh my God. That's like not enough time to me.
That there are people serving way more time than that for like smoking a joint in a park.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Like, this is Massachusetts. Why do we still live here, Emily? Why? Do
We have roots.
The more I learn about these cases, the more states I'm afraid to go to. I obviously can't go to South Carolina. I've talked too much mess. Clearly, Massachusetts, the entire state, is off the table. I'm just going to stay in New Jersey and go to New York when I need to. That's it. Connecticut for now, till I find out something terrible there. Okay.
there's a few cases
Northwest.
coming up out of Connecticut that are going to be real good.
Which one is?
So there's going to be one out of Connecticut where the mother kept her son her stepson locked up after the father died, and the
Oh,
stepson was
yes.
36 years old and started a fire to get out. And he was
Yes.
62 pounds when they found him, and he was 30 something years old. That's going to be,
Yes.
that lady's crazy.
Yeah, she's 100 kinds of crazy. 100 kinds of crazy. Does anybody know what happened to the fancy brownstone? I'm assuming that means the townhouse that Anna bought?
No, so the fancy brownstone was the Boston brownstone that Mrs. Walsh owned. It was worth
Okay.
6 point something million dollars. She sold it and moved to Swampscott. And I believe this was in the middle of or during the same time as the art fraud case was going on. So was it to fund his situation? Unclear.
Got you. Is Swampscott a nice area? The name of it, like I just hear swamp, you know what I mean? And it seems like but I don't know that Massachusetts.
It
It's
is.
really nice. Somebody in my chat last night said it's called Snobscott.
Ah, okay.
They're both
Okay.
both Cohasset and Swampscott are coastal towns, just one's North Shore and one's South Shore. And they're like 2 minutes
Okay.
from water on
Okay.
anywhere you go.
Okay, let's see. Um, how did the jury react to the boyfriend, and how, I guess that means did Brian and his mom behave during the questioning? That is an excellent question. So when the lover got up there, what happened?
I wasn't there that day. I was at work.
No. Your boss should have understood you needed the day off.
I literally swapped. I was there on Friday because not this Friday, last Friday. I was there on Friday because I
Uh-huh.
swapped and I took a Sunday shift just to be able to go to court on Friday.
Yes. Dedication.
And I've tried to get tomorrow covered, but I can't get it covered. But I don't think we're coming back tomorrow. I think they're going to come back Tuesday. I think there's so much evidence. I feel like they really need a day. They've only had 3 hours. They need a day to
Right.
really go through. And I feel like Tuesday is going to be the day. And I'm praying because I had Tuesday and Wednesday off. So please, please Tuesday.
And Judge Frenier is a very like magnetic judge. Like they really liked her. And I think that's the kind
Mhm.
of judge that like creates a jury that gets in the room and is like, I want to take this seriously. Like, I don't want to just like say he's guilty and get out of here. I want to make sure we go through all the evidence. Like, I think that they took to heart what she said about like, don't vote at first and go through the evidence and blah, blah, blah. Like they want to impress her.
I agree.
I want to
I think
impress her.
watching them when they come in each morning and leave each day, the way that they sort of direct eye contact with her, there a lot of the females like in our age generation, like the 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I feel like most of the women are 40. They look at her like they admire the life out of her. Like truly.
Really?
Grace especially, she loves her. I love her.
She
I
seems
want to be
very
friends with her.
lovely and approachable. She seems like a really good judge. Also, I love her hair. She reminds me of a young Suzanne Plachette.
Susan
We
Lucci.
have we Susan Lucci. That's yes, 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 yes. I normally keep these to an hour. We are already at an hour and 8 minutes. Y'all have blown
This
my
is so
mind.
fun.
So fun. First time ever.
Blown my mind. I am speechless without speech, and I'm a big mouth. That never happens. Ladies, thank you, thank you so much for agreeing to come on. I'm so happy. Wait, I gotta grab this super chat before it goes by me. So happy to see these three lovely ladies get together. Great info. So much tea was spilled. If you arrived late, roll back, slide on back to the beginning, honey, because there is tea. There's all kinds of tea. The latest hot tea from the Brian Walsh trial. Emily C., tell everybody where they can find you.
My YouTube channel is Emily C with 3 E's. I'm on the cesspool of Twitter, but don't love it there. But thank you so much for having us. This was so much fun.
This was amazing. And Kim, I know you said you don't have anything to plug, but final words.
Final words. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. My first time ever, so this is crazy. Go plug all Emily's things. I don't want to be known.
Once we have a verdict, maybe we'll get back together and
Mhm.
revisit. Wait, are you planning to be there for the verdict, Kim? Or Emily?
If it's not tomorrow,
Yeah.
if it doesn't come tomorrow, because I will be bartending, I will be at court Tuesday. So
Okay.
fingers crossed for Tuesday.
If it's Tuesday morning before 1:30 when I pick my son up from school, I will be there.
Yes, you're meeting me.
Okay. I will be there in spirit on somebody's live stream watching it because a lot of people are streaming this trial. I can't stream. And on I hope it's not Tuesday. I have my son is having surgery on Tuesday, so I won't be available, but I will be in the waiting room like, don't mind me. I'm just on my phone.
Well, prayers up to him.
Happy birthday. Happy 40th birthday to
Thank
Emily.
you.
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I never would have guessed you at 40. You're a youngin'. I'm way old. I could be your mother. Okay, maybe not. I mean, if I was having babies when I was 15, which I was not. But happy birthday. We are going to end this stream. Hang on for a second, ladies. Here we
Dear true crime friends, we clutch our pearls and laugh again. We all gather round, Kathy has a story to tell, our favorite comedian. Heifer, please, I don't have the free time unless you got the scoop again. Here for the gossip, rumor and innuendo. I will live for today until the endless heaven buffet takes me away. Yeah. Hey. The world is filled with chaos muppets that like people to kick the bucket from Idaho, Iowa, and everywhere in between. Heifer, please, boncation in the first degree. Heifer, please, come solve the case with me. Here for the gossip, rumor, and innuendo. I will live for today until the endless heaven buffet takes me away. Yeah.
Come here, not Spike. Come here, bye, not Spike.